Hey guys, what's going on? Ryan here, Apex Performance. Thanks for tuning in. If you've visiting this video, you found it through our podcast. For those of you who found it on YouTube, if you want to listen to our podcast, a link to the description to the episode I'm referencing to. Also, link to the podcast in general. You can probably find it on your main podcast streaming services, so the likes of iTunes and Spotify, Google Play, etc., Stitcher. But today we're going to be going through a bit of a video about 5x5 strength training. It's a very simple guide to building muscle and strength. I've done this program once myself before. I've incorporated aspects of this training program into other workouts that I've done, workout programs that I've done myself and for others. And I want to go back through this myself. It's a very staple kind of form of muscle building and strength building exercise program. It gets back to the basics, helps us with our form, etc. But we'll jump right into the video. We'll jump through these slides, and if you're really wanting to build muscle, build strength, I believe this will be the way to go. Again, beginners, intermediate lifters, it doesn't matter. So let's jump into this. So who can do the program? Well, it's suitable for both men and women. There's no restrictions there. A lot of times when you hear a strength program like this, a muscle building program, generally it's geared or focused towards men, but this is a program that women can do as well. It gives them, a good amount of tension on the legs. The lower body is, what women are after, but as well as a good amount of time spent on improving the upper body strength. I know that's something women actually do want to improve on. Again, they probably don't want to be, have that masculine, muscular body shape, but this does improve your strength in areas in the upper body, your chest, your arms, your shoulders, your back, etc. Again, this is good for beginner lifters. Great way to understand the basics of building muscle and strength. It's one of those reasons is because you go back to the foundations, you go back to the form and the function of the exercise. You understand the principles, you understand about progressive overload, and you're really not going to be able to, if your results are aesthetic, like if you want to gear towards those aesthetic results for those beginner lifters, you're not going to be able to build that chest if you can't lift, 100 you can't bench 100 kgs, etc. So don't expect the chest if you're not going to put in the time and the energy into strength, into your compound lifts. And as well for the intermediate advanced lifters, if you've taken time off, you've been away from the gym, maybe you've been, off on injury, maybe you've developed a few bit of like cheats, you could say, when performing these compound lifts. So it's a great way to get back to basics, find out where your strength is at, and find where areas you can improve. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this program as well. Alrighty, so why do you want to do 5x5 strong lifts? Well, one, I know you've mentioned it already, you're getting back to basics, the form and function of the exercise. A lot of times we see beginners go into the gym, they're keen to get into the squats, they're keen to get into the deadlifts, etc. But the form is off. Sometimes I see people doing like a quarter squat. They load it up, they might have 80, 90, 100 kgs on there, and they're not even, they're not performing the full movement. So getting back to the form and basics, again, building muscle and strength, that's what a lot of us want. We want to improve the shape of our bodies. This is one of the ways to do it. Fat loss. You may experience a bit of fat loss there, particularly those who are kind of geared towards more overweight, who feel like they may be carrying a bit of extra fat. This isn't a weight loss program. This is a muscle and strength building program. So you may experience a bit of fat loss in it, but don't expect massive amounts where, you're ripped and you're running around at 8% body fat. If you want more sex, probably something that doesn't really get brought up that often about one of the reasons why people want to train, but one of the reasons why people want to exercise, they want to improve their physical appearance, improve their health, is because they want to look better to their chosen sex, and by looking good, you can get more sex. There is, a physical aspect to attraction, and looking good and feeling good comes with the strong lifts, and probably better interactions with the opposite sex, or maybe the same sex if you're that way inclined. The program's really good, so it's got good proportion and balance. You're working out 43% of the lower body and 50% of the upper body. So it's very split very evenly. You'll find that you'll do squats, as the staple exercise for legs, but then you're doing that 3 times a week. So don't expect to be doing a large variety of exercises. Again, this is very simple, very easy. Time efficient. If you stick to the 3 exercises per workout day, your workouts will end up being about 45 minutes. A lot of things that I've noticed online and when talking to people, asking them, why haven't you gone into the gym? What are some of the things that are preventing you? And a lot of it is time. And I really wanted to share a program that was very simple. You don't have to have a PhD to figure this thing out. Very time effective, and you can spend more time doing the things you want to do. Maybe maybe you're a sales guy. You're on the road. You want to stay in shape. Don't have a lot of time. Here we go. Strong lifts 5x5. And then you got your health improvements here. You got bone density. With the extra load that you put on your body. Really good for osteoporosis. People that could be suffering from that. I really want to do another video on bone remodeling, but basically bone density improves because the body realizes when bones are becoming weaker and they need to be repaired or maintained. And over the course of a year, your body will actually repair its bones, about 10% of it. So over 10 years, all the bones in the body have pretty much been replaced. So this promotes bone remodeling, improving your bone density, giving you a better quality of life. Allow you to pack a little bit more muscle on as well. For the lads, there's testosterone production. Not much really need to be said about this. I know there's a lot of studies coming out saying that testosterone levels have been dropping over the years. I know of a couple people overseas. They have significantly low testosterone production. They've started going to the gym. They started lifting weights, started getting into squats, getting into these compound lifts, and they're seeing improvements in their health, just in their endocrine system. So there's testosterone production. Flexibility, not so much flexibility as this is compound lifts, but you'll find that your hips, improving on your squat will open up a lot more. You'll find that particularly the guys, you can be quite flexible in between your hips. Confidence, again, confidence improves. You're looking good, you're feeling good, you're packing on muscle, you're getting some shape, you're getting some definition. Confidence improves. That's one that probably doesn't. How could you say it? I don't think people give this one enough credit than what it's worth. They mention it, but it doesn't get enough credit. Metabolic function, that might include people with diabetes, who may suffer metabolic issues. I don't want to go into the diabetes topic. I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but the reason being is that there's people, one, out there that far more they're far more knowledge on it, and two, I don't suffer from diabetes. And one thing I actually find quite funny is a lot of people I've spoken to who have diabetes and ask them, hey, like, why don't you like talking about it, bringing it up, etc. And they're like, there's just so many people out there telling us diabetics how to control our diabetes, and it gets annoying. So I don't want to get into that. I'm pretty sure they understand what they have to do, especially if it's a part of their day-to-day life. And then you've got cardiac improvement. You will see minor cardiac improvement from strong lifts. The majority of cardiac improvements do come from aerobic training, which I've discussed in previous episodes of the podcast. All right. So why does it work? Why will strong lifts 5x5 work for you? Well, again, compound lifts, more weight. With isolated exercises, say a leg extension, you're not really, lifting that much weight. It's only relative to the muscle that you're working. It's very isolated. Whereas compound lifts like a squat, you'll be able to lift a lot more. You'll actually be very surprised on how much you can lift by the end of this program. When you start having a dead load, and when you start realizing that, hey, okay, well, this is where I'm up to, you'll be like, well, I didn't realize I'd be squatting 120 kgs, but it does happen. And trust me, the weight adds on pretty quickly. We apply the progressive overload principle, which I'll go into a little bit in the slides. There's no failure training either. So I know myself, I've done a lot of failure training during my workouts. yeah, I do feel like I get good results. Like it does feel good afterwards. But now that I've been experimenting more with not training to failure, being able to work my muscles a little bit more regularly, I find like I'm getting better results. My muscles just respond far better. Um, it means that you can, like, let's look at it this way: if you're working, say, back, and you smash back once a week, and you absolutely bug it, and it's towards the end of your training week that you could probably hit back again. If you kind of toned it down, actually looked at what you were trying to improve, set some measurements, set some like a yardstick on how you're going to work towards that, and not overtrain, you're probably going to get there a lot faster. And there's a lot of trainers, coaches from professional athletes that are saying, "Hey, like we don't train these guys till failure." You know, it's it doesn't really make workouts enjoyable, but it doesn't produce long term results. I'm sure there's a discussion to be had there to training to failure, but this is not the day to have that. Simple, fun, and easy. Pretty straightforward, eh? Like the program is very simple. You do 3 workouts on your workout days. You have 4 days off, and it's very fun. You're adding weight all the time, so you feel like you're making progress early on. It's not like a program where you feel like you're starting on a weight. You're either training to a failure. Say you got 10 reps in the tank, and you're getting pushed past that. You come back to the gym next time. You haven't upped the weight. This one you will. You'll feel confident. You'll feel really good about yourself. And the program being that simple and easy, you'll be able to turn up all the time. You'll be keen to turn up, and that's why simple and fun and easy is really important, because you need that consistency to create results. You need to turn up at the gym to create results. Training once or twice a week in a all over the show fashion. I might do a bit of bench press today. I might do a bit of scale crushes. You're not focusing on anything. So we're building that consistency here, and you'll literally build muscle and increase your strength as you do this program. I'm doing it for 12 weeks. If you're listening to the podcast, you'll know I'm talking about it. So jump over to the podcast, link in the description. We start in here at episode 5 of the podcast. So if you're checking this video out in the future and you see we're up to something crazy, it's episode 5. We're talking about this. So you will get results. Again, you're progressively adding more weight. You're not training to failure. You're giving your body time to rest. This consistent, easy attitude towards exercise will literally build you muscle and bring the results that you want. Alrighty, so what is the program? What is the Strong Lift 5x5? So it consists of 2 workouts, and they consist of your staple exercises, your compound lifts, your strength building exercises. So you've got squats for your legs, you got your bench press for your chest, you got your barbell row, overhead press for your shoulders, barbell row for your back, and the deadlift for your lower back and the trunk. Again, very staple, builds a lot of muscle, and throughout these exercises, when you do them, you'll be adding weight until you get to the point when you can't add weight. You'll be adding weight every time you turn up to the gym. Now, originally I was thinking about doing some videos to show you how to do these lifts. It's just too time consuming the way I wanted to do it. When I get a little bit more time, I'll be able to do that. But I'll put links in the description for all these workouts and how to do them correctly, ones that I feel like kind of cover the basics, and make sure you're doing it correct, and make sure you do it correctly with correct form. There's just so many videos out there of these exercises that me adding another one to the pile was, at this stage, not really worth my time. I would love to do it, but just don't have the time to do it. So I'll put links in the description for all these exercises. And so these exercises here get broken up into 2 workouts. So these workouts here, you got workout A, or you could call it workout 1. What in that tab over? That's kind of annoying with the benches. So you got 2 workouts. You got workout 1 and workout 2, or workout A and workout B. Now workout A is squats. So you do 5 sets of 5 reps. All right. Bench, same thing again. 5 sets of 5 reps. and barbell row on workout A, 5 sets of 5 reps. All right, and then the next workout you've got here is squat again. Give those legs a bit of attention, and overhead press. So both those exercises 5 by 5, and then we've got our deadlift, which is 1 set of 5. We could go into a bit of a detail why you don't do deadlifts 5 sets of 5. It's a very straining exercise on your body. We'll be adding more weight to the deadlift than we do, say, to the overhead press or squat, bench, barbell row. But what you'll find is, you don't want to be stacking that weight and just wearing that body out. You put a lot of time into your squats. You don't want to have to put a lot of time and, wear yourself out, become fatigued on that deadlift, because it's not long before you have to bend, do the squat again a couple of days later, and then you got the barbell row. So you don't want to fatigue that lower back. So those are how the workouts are broken down into. I'm pretty sure they make sense. So 5 sets of 5 mean when you get to the gym and you start your squat with the loaded weight that you're starting with, you'll do 5 reps and you'll take a break. You do 5 reps again, take a break, and you'll get up to 5. You do that 5 times. The deadlift is the only one where you don't. The deadlift's the only exercise where you don't perform 5 sets. You only do 1. So how's this broken up? So you do 3 workouts a week. Again, this is really good for people that are out on the road, maybe someone that's got a young family, maybe you're stuck at home with a rack, maybe I don't know. Whatever your case is and time is an issue, you're only going to be doing 3 workouts a week. And we alternate these workouts between workout A and workout B, and we have a rest day in between, and also have the weekend off. So if you've got things you want to do, maybe you're going out fishing, maybe you have a family event, don't worry, don't fret. As long as you manage your nutrition to a reasonable standard, not rocket science nutrition, just common sense nutrition. You get a lot of rest time. You get a lot of time to do the things you want to do. Whether it's like me, I spend a bit of time in the garden, go hiking, read a book, relax, practice my music. You got the time to do it. You don't feel like, on the weekend you have to, I've got to go to the gym and I've got to make time to do this because I'm not going to reach my goals. All right. So that's how it's broken down. I hope that's very easy to understand. So on a Monday, say we start on Monday, we do workout A, then rest on Tuesday, workout B on Wednesday with a rest on Thursday, workout A again with a rest on Saturday and Sunday, and then back to Monday, but we start on workout B. And we just alternate like that. Pretty straightforward stuff, right? Not rocket science, pretty straightforward stuff. Alrighty, so I've mentioned a little bit of progressive overload. For the beginners out there, you may not know what this is. So progressive overload is a strength training method whereby incrementally increasing the load on the muscles, it will force muscle adaptations and thus increase muscle strength and size. Pretty straightforward. As you go through the program, we'll go through it probably in the next slide, I think it is. Every time you turn up to the gym to do your particular exercise, you would have added more weight. So for example, on the squat, we're going to be adding 2.5 kgs. And at first that probably doesn't sound like a lot, So you come into your squat on Monday, you do your set, your 5 set of 5, and then on your Wednesday, you come back to your squat, you're going to add an extra 2.5 kgs. So that's 1.25 on each side. And this stuff may seem light at the beginning, particularly when you're starting from, half of your 5 rep max. But I've done the program already for 1 week and 1 day. I've just came back from my Monday workout on workout B, and I've already added an extra 10 kilos. 10 kilos? Yeah, an extra 10 kilos on my squat. So it builds up fast. So how does this work with the strong lifts? So for beginners, we're going to start. You've got your gym sorted. If you haven't got a gym membership already, maybe you already have. So this will, your intermediate lifters here. But for our beginners, you'll go into the gym, you get your gym membership, and the weights you're going to be using, the power rack to do this, and you're going to start with the 20 kg bar. There's no shame here in starting there. Trust me, in the long term, you would have loved to start at the bar to perfect form, to get your form down pat. rather than adding, say, having a 60 kg squat, doing the squat, and you're all over the show. You can't do it properly. That was my experience when I first entered the gym. The weights were just added. Oh yeah, we'll start you on this weight, and there was no real focus on form. I really wish that I did. And for guys that I train and people that I help out, there's nothing wrong with starting with lighter weights, because if you want to develop the muscles that you're targeting, you want to be able to do it right. Because if you don't do it right, you're not going to get the results you want. So for the squat, bench, overhead press, start with the Olympic bars, which is 20 kgs. For your deadlift, you start with the Olympic bar with 10 kgs on both sides, so that's a total of 40 kgs. And for the barbell row, you start with the Olympic bar plus the 5 kgs on each side, which is 30. Now for our more intermediate advanced lifters, you'll probably want to start on 50% of your 5 rep max. So if you're saying squatting 100 kgs for 5 reps, that's your max, right? You'll start on 50 kgs. If your bench was 100, you start on 50. If your row was 60, you start on 30, etc., etc. Now for those like beginners or women, it's a more common issue with women, if you can't start like say on the bench or the overhead press with the 20 kgs, most gyms have preloaded bars that usually start around 10 kgs and go up in increments of like say 2.5, etc. It's all good to start with those, follow the program as mentioned later on, and you'll get up to that bar pretty quickly. Just don't feel like you have to start on that and wear yourself out straight away. There's no point in busting your gut early on and not wanting to turn up a little bit later. Alright, so every time you complete 5 sets of 5 reps, you'll add the weight listed below to the lift the next time you perform the exercise. So what that means is you complete your squats on a Monday. On a Tuesday, you add an extra 2.5 kgs to the 5 set of 5. Alright, so if you're squatting 50 kgs on the Monday, your next 5 set of 5 on Wednesday will be 52.5. For the overhead press, the bench, the row, same thing. It's 1.25 on each side, so 2.5 kgs. And then on the deadlift, we add 5 kgs total, so it's a 2.5 kg plate on each side. And so every time you go onto it. So if you, again, just to clarify, hopefully this is simple. Again, it's not rocket science. On a Monday, when you're doing your squat, bench, overhead press, right? Say all of them were 50 kgs. When you go to Wednesday and you do your squat, you'll do it at 52.5, but you're not doing bench or overhead press. Bench or row. My bad. You do overhead press on the deadlift squat day. So on your bench and row days, you might not be doing that on Wednesday, but on the Friday when you do it, it'll be 52.5. It's only if you complete the 5 set of 5 that you'll add that weight. We'll be doing another video on dead loading and what should happen then. But at this stage, we really want to get people into the gym. We really want to get them started. And you'll have about a few weeks of being able to progress quite easily through this program before it actually gets quite complicated or quite difficult, I may add. So your rest times allow the muscles to recover. So in between your 5 sets of 5, so your first set of 5, if they were very easy, which they likely will be in the beginning, you rest for about 90 seconds, so a minute 30. If you really struggled with the 5 reps, you rest for 3 minutes. And if you fail to complete those 5 reps, you rest for 5 minutes. Now how this works is, in order for humans, for us to lift huge amounts of weight, we need energy in the muscles to be able to perform that. And these feats of lifting large amounts of weights only last for a short period of time, which is generally around 0 to 30 seconds. All right. So this is ATP that the body uses, and in order to put that energy back into the muscles to do those heavier lifts, so to create the most amount of force, you need those rest times. So that's why we have the 1 minute, 30, 3 minute, and 5 minute rest. And that's relative to how you perform. That's why, as I explained in our aerobic exercise, is that they use energy after, say, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and it uses oxygen to break down the energy. For force, for a lot of, to lift a lot of weight in a short period of time, the energy source works a little bit differently. So you need those rest times. So rest times in between each set. And for me, when I go between workouts, I have a little bit of a rest here, maybe extra fluids, prep for the next exercise, maybe do some stretches. We'll go to stretching in another video, on the recovery video, but at this stage, just kind of take a break, relax, and ensure that range of motion's there, particularly if you're on overhead press or row or bench, keeping that rotator cuff moving, stretching before your exercises, warming up, doing warm-up sets. Very, very important. So what equipment do you need? Well, only a gym membership and access to a power rack and bench. So if you have a power rack for the squats, deadlifts, overhead press, row, that's great, and maybe a specific bench to do your bench press exercise, that's good. If your gym doesn't have that and they've just got racks, but then they've got the roll around benches, just move that under the power rack. Put the safeties there, if you're not working out with a friend, or someone that you're working out with, and just make sure it gives you a little bit confidence later on when you get into those heavier lifts. Myself, if there was no one around a spot, I'd always be in the power rack to do my bench, and that's just so I felt a little bit more confident when I got up to those heavier weights, that hey, if I can push myself, and if I can't, I know the bar's not going to land on my neck and take my head off. So not much equipment really needed. We'll probably do some extra equipment videos, belts and things like that. Should you get one? When do you need one? Etc. And that's about it. The program's very straightforward, very easy. Recommend you go back to the slides, write these down if you want. The program consists of 5 exercises. So we have our squat, bench, overhead press, row, and deadlift. Sorry about that. 5 sets of 5. I've got the weights that you start at. If you're an intermediate advanced lifter, start at your 50% of your 5 rep max. This program is very great for seeing where you're at in terms of strength. If you've been away from the gym, maybe you're starting, you're a person on the road, you're kind of getting shouted meals all the time, need something to burn those extra calories, this is a perfect program. Great for men, great for women, great for building strength, great for building muscle, building size. You boost your confidence, simple and easy, and it consists of 2 main workouts. You can't go wrong with a program like this. It's been around for a long time. Some say it's been around for about 100 years. It implements the progressive overload principle. So like the story about Milo of Croton, who would put a calf on his back every day and go for a walk. And as the calf ate and grew, so did the weight that he was carrying, and so did the muscle that he ended up developing. And this delivers results. I've taken a before photo, and after my 12 weeks, we'll post up the results photo. Again, results really depend on, one, how much effort you put into it, and a lot of it's your nutrition. If you're trying to build muscle and size, you're going to have to be adding in those calories. No dirty bulking, nothing silly like that. Just smart eating. It doesn't have to be super nutritious. You've went and got yourself a nutritionist to make sure that you could do this properly. If you do, go ahead. But the nutrition is very, very straightforward. Simple: protein, carbs, and fat. That's likely going to be my next video. But keeping that in mind, you will get results. There's no sneaky costs here. I don't expect anyone to go buy anything special to achieve this. I know it works because I've achieved results on it. And yeah, there's no shortcuts or anything. You just follow the program and get results. So big takeaways here before I finish the video is, 1, start on the recommended weights. If you're a beginner, start on those weights. I don't care if you feel like your ego's being damaged right now. Trust me, you'll love it in the long term. You'll see your friends, they'll do quarter squats. You're doing full squats, full contraction, everything. Trust me, start on light weights. For intermediate beginners, start on the 50%. Follow the weights that we recommend to add. So we've got on the overhead, bench, squat, and row. we have 2.5 kgs every time you start that exercise on a new exercise program. And then we've got 5 kgs on the deadlift. Follow those. Choose the day you want to start. I like Monday because it gives me my weekend free to do what I want, my hobbies, the things that I enjoy, spend time with my family, my friends, etc. So follow the workout that fits your structure, that fits your personal life. But remember to stay consistent and remember to go on those 3 days. Don't go, oh, Ryan, I'm not getting the results. I've gone in 2 days, a week out of the last 4 weeks. It's not going to happen. Just stick to it, be committed, and find the reason why you want to do this. The biggest reason why you want to do this is because you want to build muscle and strength. If you're a woman, you've got a weak upper body, you want to build a little bit more strength, maybe you want to be able to do a pull-up, 5x5 strength lift. If you're a little lanky guy that's tired of being lanky and wanting to build some muscle, go to the staples, learn the basics, learn the compound lifts. You want to be the bodybuilder, get these out of the way, build that size, build that strength, build that muscle. Then get into the nitty gritty. Again, this is a great program. Any age, elderly, I guess it depends how elderly you are. If you're brittle, probably not. But again, it's just great for everybody. I'll continue to put videos out on this in the similar fashion. I'll continue to put out my episodes of the podcast. Again, link in the description. And if you want to follow along, reach out to us. We've got some cool links in there, whether it's on Facebook. There's even thoughts about maybe doing a Discord, or a Facebook group so people can talk about it. Find us there. Links in the description. If this video has helped out a lot, it's given you enough information for you to start, please give that a thumbs up. If you left a little bit stuck and still got a few questions, put them in the comment section below. We'll reach out and answer all those questions, probably be in a separate video. It will not only help you, but it will help many other people who may end up having that question that needs answered. And if you want to see more videos, if you want us to keep in touch, please hit subscribe, hit the bell notification if that helps. And also follow us on our social pages like Facebook and Instagram. That's kind of where I give everybody the update of new content that's coming out or what I've been up to, whether it's my gardening, whether it's experimenting with exercises. At the moment, it's the 5x5 strong lift, but it's just discussion about exercise, fitness, and health. So be sure to connect with us there on those Instagram and Facebook pages. Anyway, I hope that's been a lot of help for you guys. For you that are out there wanting to start off experimenting in the gym with resistance training, trust me, this is a great way to start. And hey, jump into the Facebook group or Discord, whatever I've decided to do. And yeah, keep in touch, ask questions. I'm more than happy enough to answer anything that you have there. Anyway, that does it for me. About to go do the next bit of work. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.